For many men, Don Draper is the epitome of confidence. He's the image of someone who not only knows how to command a room, but who also seems completely in control of his life and his emotions. Whether it's through his polished appearance, his smooth words, or his ability to remain unshaken in any situation, Don exudes a level of charisma and self-assurance that many of us can only dream of. But here's the thing. While Don Draper may appear to have it all together on the outside, there's a deeper layer of complexity beneath the surface. His life, filled with constant success in the advertising world, is also marked by personal turmoil and internal battles. And yet, it's this very struggle that shapes the confidence we admire so much. You're happy with your agency, but you're not happy with anything. You don't want most of it. You want all of it. And that's where Don comes in. He embodies the relentless pursuit of perfection, the desire to have it all, not just in terms of career or wealth, but in relationships, freedom, and self-mastery. He's driven by the idea that anything less than the best is unacceptable, but this drive also serves as a reminder that confidence isn't something that just happens. It's earned through trials, reflection, and a deep understanding of oneself. And I won't stop until you get all of it. What if you could embody that same sense of unshakable confidence? What if you could move through life with the kind of presence that makes people listen, follow, and admire you, not because of some external status, but because of an innate, quiet self-assurance? That's what we're going to explore in this video. But what most people don't realize is that confidence actually comes in two flavors. There's external confidence that you project, which can make closing deals, making friends, or seducing someone happen more naturally. But there's also internal confidence, which is about how comfortable you feel in any given situation. In this video, we're going to analyze what Don Draper can teach us about both levels of confidence and how mastering each level can take you from being nervous to completely confident in any situation. At the most basic level, we have the way that Don carries himself. Obviously, he's a good-looking guy, and he wears nice suits, but it's his relaxed body language that's the most interesting. For instance, he almost always sits asymmetrically and spreads himself out comfortably. This simple shift will actually cause you to relax if you try it yourself. Don also moves freely around most environments, signaling a sense of comfort and ownership wherever he is. He acts like the boss everywhere. Now you don't need to take it this far, but simply having your feet shoulder-width apart when you're standing or leaning with your arm draped over a chair in a way that doesn't prevent someone else from sitting there can go a long way toward projecting confidence. Additionally, you'll notice that Don subconsciously signals that others need to work for his attention. He leans back in his chair, even when he's in a position where you'd think he'd want to win someone over, like with clients. This flips the dynamic and makes them work harder to win him over. Not bad for a simple body posture. Don creates a similar effect with his eye contact in the beginning of many interactions. He's aloof, making limited eye contact, almost disinterested in what's being said. If you're sitting opposite him, this will make you want to try to win his attention. It feels good to get the person who isn't paying attention to you to focus on you. Once the other person has done that, Don gives his full, piercing eye contact, especially when he's making a point. For example, when he nails a pitch for lipstick, he says, "What you call love was invented by guys like me." This kind of intense eye contact shows confidence in the words he's speaking and emphasizes the most important points. It's a technique you can apply in your life. When you want to make sure people are paying attention to your key ideas, lock in that narrow, piercing eye contact. Now you can do all of this relatively easily, but there's a much more difficult element of body language to master: what you don't do. Don doesn't fidget. And this brings us to the next deeper layer of confidence: non-reactivity. This is something we also discussed in our video about James Bond. Non-reactivity is much harder to fake because our emotions often get the best of us in high-stress situations. Overreacting to your own mistakes can often make things worse. But when you can remain non-reactive, it shows that you're not pressured by what's happening around you. This makes you come across as more powerful, Take, for instance, how Don reacts when two men hit on his wife in Rome. He calmly role-plays as though he doesn't know her. This is in stark contrast to the insecure overreactions of the two men trying to flirt with her. This sense of comfort and power that Don exudes simply by not reacting is surely part of what drew Betty to him in the first place. This low reactivity is especially important if you're a leader in times of crisis. Feeling your feelings is important, but left unchecked, they can get in the way of pulling together during a serious issue. Keeping your emotions in check actually inspires resolve in others. Remaining silent when things are going wrong also buys you valuable time to think without exposing yourself as confused or lost. Don is great under pressure, not because he's fast on his feet, but because he knows how to slow down enough to think calmly and respond in the best way possible. Watch how he takes a full 20 seconds to think before responding to a client who doesn't like his pitch. Giving yourself that moment of pause can have a huge impact. We're often far too demanding of ourselves when it comes to responding quickly. When you're in a stressful situation and feel like you need to act right now, pause. You're almost always better off taking a deep breath and slowing down. Otherwise, you'll come across as frantic and out of control. The next sign of deep confidence is not trying to convince other people. And this might sound odd because Don Draper is the classic salesman, right? But being persuasive is very different from trying to convince a specific person. Don makes many of his sales by not badgering clients and instead framing himself as an equal partner in a negotiation. He's screening them as much as they're screening him. Take, for instance, a meeting with potential clients. He's clear about walking away if it's not a match, but he does so without getting emotional or angry. Walking away in a huff doesn't signal confidence. It signals petulance. Don is guilty of this from time to time when people don't like his ads, but generally, he keeps his composure, signaling to others that he doesn't need their approval. This brings us to the deepest layer of confidence, the belief that no matter what, you will be okay. This level of internalized confidence makes all the external work feel easy. When you live your life believing that you're okay no matter what, you're free to be authentic and express yourself truthfully, even when it might cost you something. This is something Don Draper learns by the end of Mad Men. His real name is Dick Whitman, and he stole his lieutenant's identity during the Korean War to escape his old life. Behind his confident exterior, his family and career are falling apart, but Don begins to make peace with the truth. He confesses to Hershey's, his client, about his painful past, even though doing so loses him the account. He opens up to Peggy about his moral failings, and finally, he admits to himself and others the emotions that led him to abandon his old life. This act of living the truth is the core of his deepest confidence. When you live with the belief that you will be okay no matter what, you no longer feel the need to impress others or say the perfect thing. You simply stop worrying about rejection because you've already accepted yourself. Combining this deep internal confidence with the ability to project external confidence transforms every interaction into something easier and more enjoyable. You might even start looking forward to situations that once stressed you out. If you're interested in fast-tracking your own confidence and charisma, I've created a program called Charisma University. It's a 6-week course with daily action steps to make confidence your default mode. It focuses on both external presentation and internal confidence, so it's the perfect way to eliminate the guesswork and get the results you want. Thousands of members have gone through the program and seen incredible, life-changing results. From business professionals who wanted to elevate their career presence to people seeking more genuine connections in their personal lives, the transformation is real. Many of them were once in your shoes, unsure of how to confidently navigate challenging social situations, but they took the leap, and now they've unlocked a whole new level of confidence that feels natural, effortless, and empowering. So I hope you decide to join, especially if you're ready to take that first step toward transforming not just the way you present yourself to the world, but the way you feel about yourself on the inside. Confidence isn't just about looking good or being able to speak well. It's about truly owning your worth and embracing the full spectrum of who you are. flaws and all. The journey of growth isn't always easy, but I promise, it's worth every single step. Imagine stepping into any room, any conversation, any situation with an unwavering sense of self-assurance. That's what you'll be building, little by little, day by day. But hey, even if you don't choose to join right now, I want you to take this away. You're okay, and you will be okay. This journey doesn't have to be rushed, and no matter where you are in life right now, you're already enough. Confidence isn't a destination, it's a process, and you're on the path, whether you're actively working on it or simply learning more along the way. The fact that you're even watching this video shows that you're on the right track. Sometimes, the most important part is just acknowledging that you want to grow, and trust me, you're already one step ahead of so many others who haven't even taken that first step yet. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time to invest in yourself. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and who knows, maybe I'll be seeing you inside the program soon. Regardless, take care of yourself, and always remember, confidence comes from within. And you've got this.